Good morning. Our hand today is going to be Queen Jack of Spades. We are in the big blind. This is a 10 NL game. And we have a limper, we have a raise, we have a call, and then it's on me. So the limper's playing 26-13. We look at him from mid position. Looks like he's playing about 24% of hands. Raises about 15% of it, limps about 10%. So what I did was went up to about 26%. Took out about 15%, said this could be his limping range here. He is limping first in, so we'll give him that range. Next player is this player. He's playing 29-12. I have a lot of information on him. We've got limped first in. We've got raised first in under the gun. We've got a call. We've got just a lot of information. I think what we see is that he plays quite a few hands. He's got a wider range. Looks like he might be playing somewhat loose. So like the under the gun here was under the gun called with Queen Jack of Diamonds. So called an early position raise with the Queen Jack of Diamonds. He raised first in under the gun with pocket fives. You've got a 3-bet range of sevens plus, ace queen, ace five suited, king jack. So it looks like he's got a wider range. So kind of went with this. This is about 20% or so. I'm going to add those and take out that and say this could be his range. I'm not sure about jack 8. It's 22%. I think it probably looks good. Maybe he doesn't have jack 10. Maybe it's just 20%. We'll go with that. So about almost 22%. This guy calls. I have 3 hands on him at this point, but I have played with him, so I've got some notes. His 3-bet range is 9s. That's all I have. So I'm going to assume that it's going to be at least jacks through ace queen. Maybe it'll go up to 9s. I'm going to leave those in and just say jacks plus ace queen. This is 26%, so I'm going to say he's probably calling on the button with suited aces, suited kings, maybe. And maybe this is too wide. But right now I've got him at 33%. So then it's on me. This is easily, I think, a calling range against these players. Both are going to be fairly loose. We don't know about this player, but what I did was went ahead and raised it. So big blind versus mid position looks something like this, where 3-bet is jacks plus ace queen, and then you have all the gray are either 3-bet or a call. In this case, I chose to raise. I think probably why I did that is because of how wide these players' ranges are, and the fact that the limper was probably super weak too. He just limps. He's super weak. I think here when we raise up to 15, we're okay with just picking this up. This is 7 big blinds, essentially. But if we get called, we still have some decent equity. We've got some, not super high cards, but we've got Queen Jack that's high card strength along with connectedness and, suitedness. So I went ahead, raised it up, and maybe execute a squeeze too. So you can see fold to a 3-bet's 35% here. I'm hopefully trying to take advantage of that. I got one fold, but the other 2 called. So this guy, I'm just going to leave that entire range. I think since he already called pre-flop, I'm going to just leave that entire range. This guy, though, he made the raise. I think I'm tightening him up because he has to worry about what's behind him. Now, I do think what we can do is exclude some pretty big hands. So his 4-bet range seems to be 10s to queens, queen 10, ace king, ace jack. So I think I actually think I'm going to go larger. I'm going to say kings and ace king, kings plus ace king. That's going to be guaranteed 3-bet. But I'm going to say we've got 50% chance that he would have 3-bet or 4-bet with 10s to queens along with ace queen, ace jack. So we have some of those. And does he have any like king queen or evidence of king queen? No, not really. Well, he's got queen 10 jack. He has some 6s, so at least he's got some low pocket pairs in there. But I think we're going to be good with that. So that's his calling range. I do think he's calling with the rest of his pocket pairs. I think maybe the suited aces are probably going to call. He does have position on me. I do think he's probably calling those. Maybe we could get rid of like ace 10 off, king jack off, and queen jack off. Maybe we can get rid of those, and we'll go from there. So we see a flop. So now we have a pretty large pot. We've got this guy's short, basically half pot bet. Our stack to pot ratio is about 2 to 1. So we flop top pair. We have the backdoor spade draw. I think we can exclude at least kings to aces and ace king. We could be behind to ace jack, maybe king jack, but we're basically going for the gut shot. I do think in this case we're going to be betting most of the time here, based on how we played it. The board's not the greatest, but I'm going to say, from what I've been seeing GTO, it seems like if we raise in the blinds, if we 3-bet in the blinds, then a lot of times we're leading out with most of our range. So we're just being aggressive. I think being three-way hurts us a little bit, but I think with our draws, I think we can go for betting our flush draws and our open enders. I think we have some gut shots as well that we can connect with. So let's go ahead and add this. I didn't do that yet. Jack, 9, 8 of spades. So it's on us. I think we go flush draw, open ender. That's 19%. And here the pot is 46. I think we bet at least this amount, 27. So we do 27 big blinds. That's going to be more than half pot. And the goal is to try to get him out. If we bet that much, I mean, the goal is, apply pressure to him. He should recognize that if I'm putting that amount in, that the rest is probably going in. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on both of these. Any 10, so Jack 10 or 9 10, we block a queen, so we have that blocker. We do have backdoor spades that we can go for. So let's look at the 2-card gut shot. I don't think we're betting the 6-5. I do think maybe king queen we could bet as a bluff. 1-card gut shot. Don't really like those. We do have blockers, but I think middle cards are going to be problematic. The 10 flops we're probably going to lose. So I'm going to exclude those. So I wasn't doing the green. Let's go back and check this. There we go. And then I think for value, we're definitely doing overpair plus. Top pair, we can easily do queen jack, jack 10, maybe king jack, ace jack. I think these are probably, we could check and then call on those. That kind of throws us a little bit off balance, so maybe we just go ahead and be aggressive with it. I do think we're betting with the 10s. It's part of our value / draw hands. Middle pair, same thing. We're getting those. It's 10-9, ace-9. Well, not ace-9. We wouldn't do that. I don't think we're doing any of the pocket pairs below the board. So this is 60%. In a 3-way pot, probably that's what we're going to have to do. It's going to be hard to get both players to fold, especially in a called pot like this. This guy's probably got something middle, but we did connect, and we do have a plan moving forward. So I bet 23. I think this sizing is a mistake. I think I should have been at least 27 just to force him to go all in. But we're going to go with that range. This first guy folds. So when we think about, what was he going to call with? I think he's going to have a hard time calling with anything under. So 10s does call, but I think we give him the flush draw. I think we give him the open-enders for the call. But gut shots, I think, are going to be real hard for him to call, when he doesn't have anything. I think having a 9 or an 8 is going to be really hard for him to call, because unless he has some other combo draw. So that's him. He's calling 40%. He's folding 60%. So 60% for him. This guy, we're pushing him all in. I think he might be a little bit wider in his call, but if we give him top pair plus, along with his flush draw, open enders, 2 card and 1 card open enders, and maybe add the gut shot. So that's at 55%. He's continuing 61% if we add all of the gut shots. 70%. So let's see what the chance of both folding are. So we said 60% fold for the first guy. We'll go down and say he starts here with just the open ender plus and then top pair plus, and the 10s count as open ender. So we had 60% for the first guy, and then this guy is folding 45%. So 27% of the time, I think both players fold. That's probably the highest that we'll get. And then the other one is if we add all of the gut shots, now we're at 30% there. So we'll just do 30. Clear. Actually, it's 31%, but 0.6 times 0.31 is 18. So anywhere from 18, 19% up to 27%. I'm betting 23 to win 46. So we'll say at the high end, let's clear this. We'll say 27%. We'll start at 19%. 19%, I will win 46.5. And then the other, so that is 81%. 81%, we get called by him, and we'll do him. No, that's not right. We'll have to go back. So 19, it's just clear. 0.19 times 46.5. There we go. 0.19 times, oh, there. 36.5. Okay. Plus. All right, so they both fold. I win that, and we are only concerned, I think, with this guy calling. So we had 0.6 times, and we're going to do this, 0.69. We're going to fold him out, get him out now. So that's the percentage where we will get a call by him. And of that call, and I know it's not right. We have to get the rest, the chance that the other guy calls too. But I think 51% of the time, we'll say 52, we will win 23.2 plus 46.5. And then the other 48%, we will lose our 23.2. We'll just call it there. It should be 27. So this is showing a positive just for there, but so that's 19, and then we'd have to figure out what the other one is. But I think the other one would have been about the same, where it's like 51% or so, based on our betting range and so forth. So I do think this is going to be a positive play. So I did bet. he just raises all in, and this is what I should have done. I should have just bet 27 and forced them all in, because this will be an easy call. I was already gonna call there. And then we see it runs out 9 in the ace of clubs. I didn't really want to see the ace of clubs here, but it looks like we ran it twice. So 4 spades and then 6 of clubs, so both clubs, and he shows 10s. He had that pocket 10s, which I think is a pretty decent hand. So let's check Equilabs here. So I thought this was actually, we ran it twice. I won both times. Just had to avoid the queen or 7, because a 10 would have been a bad card for him. So we've got queen jack of spades versus his 10 of hearts, 10 of spades, and the flop was jack 9 with the 8 of spades. So yeah, we're at about 3 to 1 or so. A little better than 3 to 1. No, 2 to 1. A little better than 2 to 1. So 72%. 2 to 1, 66%. So yeah, a little bit better than 2 to 1 in this spot, and we held up. So I think I took a stab. I think my raise pre-flop was okay. I was trying to trying to squeeze against a player that's going to fold way too much. I think fold 35% of the times, probably a little too much in this spot. Just kind of depends on what his range is. At this percentage, it probably means that he has a wider range and is gonna continue much tighter. Well, just kind of depends on how big that first range is. So with a range like this, if he continues 35% of the time, he's still continuing with some drawing type hands. But if he's only raising it like 15% and he folds 35%, then he's like only playing like the premium hands. So with this guy, I assumed he was gonna be folding a lot. This guy was an unknown, but I assumed he was gonna put pressure on him to come behind, and maybe it was stack size differences. So I think my raise is fine. Got it all in. I think that was fine. I think a mistake that I made was the flop. Instead of betting that 23, I really should have done 27 to put him all in. I think that should have been the play. So won the hand. Glad I did. Hopefully you learned something from this. Hopefully you enjoy the scene, and if you do, look tomorrow for another one.